We're looking at a charming little collection of 10 early American juvenile books, all from the Civil War era and prior. This first one here is an 1846 imprint. It's very interesting. It's a didactic lesson book with small woodcuts for children, so it's educational in nature. And the author, oh, there's a balloon, yes, balloons are often. The author, Miss Mary Swift, a woman. It's interesting for an American juvenile textbook of that date. This is a nice imprint, 1841, leather spine, publishers, printed paper covered boards with a woodcut on the front cover, an inscription from Augusta, Maine, and here is a wood engraved frontispiece. It's a tale for youth, Helen of the Glen, and notice the wide margins of the typesetting. It's interesting. Interesting binding on that. We come next to a couple Civil War era imprints here. This is tissue guarded with wood engraved frontis and title page. 1862 is the imprint year. And at the rear of this is a publisher's catalog here, which contains a 16-page listing of the books available from that publisher. Here is another Civil War era imprint, nice gilt stamped front cover with a girl reading an ABC with and to her dog. And here's a child with her cat, a mother knitting. This is a very similar image to this. And we see here, every page has a very interesting wood engraved image on it. Train, agricultural work, a city view, man in chains in prison, of course the praying, and child on horseback, and child in the woods, and a balloon. And, oh yes, dog rescuing a child, and a mother and a sleeping baby. This is a Chinese boy. There's a dog, a candle. Very interesting. Yes, a nice book with clasps, ornate binding there, a man playing a harp, a boy reading a big large book, almost certainly a Bible, a girl with her bird in a cage, and so on, a boy with a globe. That's always nice. The next book in this collection is this nice leather binding with marbled paper covered boards. And this is Isaac Watts, a famous author, and it has this great frontis here of a mother with her 3 children. And if we flip through it, we'll see a wide range of interesting wood engravings. Really nice, actually. Decorative with cherubs and a central scene, all set within a framework of design. Like here's a man fishing. Interesting. There's animals on that one. Cherubs on that one with a harp at the center. There's a book with cherubs. Very interesting wood engravings in this book here. And here's a similar binding of marbled paper covered boards with the original publisher's paper spine label to identify the book over cloth. We see here in 1872 owner's inscription. And this is interesting because we see here tall-masted sailing ships and an urban setting with an advertisement above the doorway. And this type of binding is unique to this era. It's very much an 1830s and 40s style binding. Same thing here, marble covered papered boards with a leather spine, and again, same type of format with a large wood engraved frontis. And this one here probably dates from late 1830s to perhaps 1840 era. This one is leather spine, smooth gilt ruled into compartments with gilt stamped title, plain paper covered boards, opens to the title page, early presentation inscription here. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. Huh. So it would appear then that this book would have two title pages, Frank and George Tales for Youth. So that's like a half title, and that's the actual. This is 1828, which is interesting. That's a nice date for an American juvenile. And oh, look, here's a different title bound in here, 1829, with a wonderful, accomplished wood engraving of an interior with four girls beside a window, sort of like a Vermeer type image. And so that would appear to be those two volumes bound as one. Then we've got another marbled paper covered boards with leather spine. And this book here is quite early. This is a British imprint, 1802, The New Children in the Wood. It's a female author. It's a rare juvenile book from just at the turn of the 19th century. And the final book in this lot is this 1827 American imprint. Publishers printed paper-covered boards with leather spine, smooth, gilt-ruled into compartments with gilt spine letters, publisher's advertisement on the rear board, and we see an 1829 inscription to the front flyleaf. Here is a copper-engraved plate frontis, engraved in Hartford, which is interesting, apparently. And this interesting lot of 10 early juvenile books is currently available on my website, briandemembro.com.